When Daniel and his mother Lisa arrive at St. Jude,
Stacy Bramlett, please come to the TTU building.
it is an act of both hope and desperation.
I'm sure he's exhausted. I think his head hit the pillow at 4:39 a.m.
Oh, okay.
Doctors at home in upstate New York had told his parents they think he has less than a year to live.
Okay, let me put this on your arm, Daniel.
One set of worries is quickly removed.
You know everything here is paid for through St. Jude. You'll never get a bill from St. Jude for anything. No.
And for Daniel, it may also be a last hope.
We're going to go get some vital signs. That's assessment and triage.
The type of brain cancer he has, ATRT, is untreatable at most hospitals. But for more than a decade, Dr. Amar Gajar here at St. Jude has been pioneering a new treatment, which he believes may save Daniel's life.
Is the tumor he has amongst the worst you've seen in children?
It is an aggressive tumor in children, there's no question about it.
The treatment will be grueling.
You want to be careful about any loud noise exposure.
Daniel may well lose some of his hearing and some of his strength. His ability to learn may also be affected.
I feel pretty strong on both sides.
I feel awesome.
The question is, how much? So before Daniel begins treatment, everything is measured.
There's a chance that this will make you sick at your stomach, the radiation.
Attacking the cancer with a treatment so aggressive that children under 3 cannot survive it without suffering significant brain damage.
That's the brain tumor?
That's it.
Dr. Thomas Merchant is also part of the team.
All of this is the tumor?
Right.
This little boy had a tumor that consumed almost a quarter of his brain.
It's very extensive.
I'll be here for quite some time, but just knowing the doctors and everyone are so nice, you know that you're in great care.
But for all the support and kindness, this is still a hospital.
Remember what you said in Syracuse, buddy? If you could have brain surgery, you could get a needle put in, right?
And these are still children with cancer, who must endure poking and prodding and needles.
All right, that's it. You know where the tour chest is? You get some out of the tour chest because you were stuck.
Bravery is rewarded here.
I might choose this guy.
And Daniel is going to need all his courage.
Survival rates from this kind of cancer have been...
They're very low.
How low for someone his age? 12 years old.
Very low. I just can't even bring myself to say.
How low?
Survival is not very common.
The parents of Landon Chapman.
But the doctors here have a way of beating the odds. There is no time to waste.
How do you feel? Good.
Doctors need to know immediately if the surgeons in New York were able to remove the entire tumor in Daniel's brain, or whether cancer cells are still spreading.
How tall are you? Almost my height.
Dr. Bakazi will supervise a series of MRIs to find out.
We are monitoring his blood pressure, his heart rate, his oxygen, his breathing closely from the control room while he's having a scan. At the same time, he's listening to the Shrek music, he's relaxed, he's comfy. Okay, take care.
The next day, Daniel and Lisa meet radiation oncologist Dr. Larry Kuhn. Daniel is nervous, worried about the test results.
Will the MRI stuff go?
Yeah, actually today's scans look good.
Really?
But Dr. Kuhn is unaware that he and his mother have not yet been told the results of the MRI.
The spinal looks okay.
Okay, meaning there's nothing in there. Oh, I'm so excited. That's awesome.
Yes, I didn't realize you hadn't done that. Yep, looks good.
I actually stay up late at night, actually researching everything. They say one of the spines, once it gets to the spine, you gotta take action immediately. Since the spine, the spine just connects to all the organs and everything.
That's true. Your spine looks perfectly good.
Oh, I'm so happy. Get your butt over here.
Oh, Daniel will not just receive treatment at St. Jude.
That's all somewhat preliminary.
He's part of a research protocol, as are all the children admitted to the hospital.
He's on a protocol, probably the most intense in the nation for this type of tumor.
But as rigorous as the treatment is, the staff at St. Jude's does its best to let the sick kids here still be kids. And they've arranged a treat especially for Daniel.
Oh my gosh. The Grizzlies. Row 1? Oh my gosh.
the acrobatic finish on the other end.
Even the tough guys on the Memphis Grizzlies respond to Daniel's courage.
All right, you take care of yourself, all right?
You can keep that ball.
Thanks.
You can have that ball.
Thank you. Mom, I can keep the ball. It was awesome. Words can't explain how happy and grateful I am.
An experience that will help carry him through the grueling months to come. It's January 2008.
Welcome to Hogwarts.
Harry Potter fills the room. Daniel's chosen a tape of the young wizard to help him through his radiation therapy. This is his 19th treatment.
Daniel, we're going to take a couple of films today.
The dose must be big enough to stop the cancer from returning while doing as little damage as possible to Daniel's brain.
Everything's pushing really hard and they have to line up all the lasers.
You're not just putting on an act for us. You feel strong?
I do. You feel strong with like mentally and physically.
By the end of January, Daniel has received 31 radiation treatments. And finally, he is allowed to go home to Auburn, New York for the month of February.
Everyone sewed a little patch for who was praying for me, and I just love it.
And best of all, Daniel has some old-fashioned fun.
Oh, I love the snow. I just didn't want to hit my incision. Mom made me wear a helmet.
Of course, his friends are elated to have him home.
Now that he's back, I'm really happy.
We've been thinking about him a lot. He's always, in our hearts, we're always thinking about him.
When we get home, we play in the Wii. I want all that I can get.
The month at home is delicious for Daniel and painful, a reminder of all he is missing. In March, it's time for him to return to St. Jude for chemotherapy.
Daniel's anxious. The chemotherapy has been described to him as poisons that are going to be put into his body, and they will kill the good cells as well as the bad cells.
The chemotherapy will turn out to be even worse than they fear.
I was horrified. I wasn't strong. I was in complete disbelief of how sick the kids actually become.
Daniel Vilyanovsky, 27163.
Push slowly.
I'll push slowly.
Many days, Daniel is violently ill. During the course of his chemo, he's also being given his own stem cells to help him tolerate the massive doses in a relatively short period of time. Finally, after 3 months of chemotherapy, by June, it has come to an end.
I did it! I feel so lightheaded that I might even trip over my legs.
It has been 7 months since his cancer was diagnosed.
And you will be saying your goodbye to Memphis. But you're going to miss us.
Finally, a month later in July, after regaining some of his strength, Daniel is headed. After 7 months of treatment, Daniel is finally headed home. His grandmother and family friends are there to greet him.
We are just can't believe this day has come.
Words cannot describe how I feel. I'm so happy and excited.
The journey through this year, through cancer, has been a long one. He arrives home in time to surprise his little brother on his birthday, a sort of rebirth for him as well.
Hi, Nikolai.
That day, Daniel was all the present Nikolai needed.
He came in with a bow on his head, and I'm like, am I dreaming?
But is it happiness you can count on? It is now almost a year since Daniel was diagnosed with brain cancer. The leaves are falling, the pumpkins are out, and Daniel is back in school.
What'd you get on that science test?
102.
Seriously? I got like an 88.
Though tests show the cancer treatment has slowed his ability to process information a little bit,
can anyone actually come up and draw this on the board for us?
Daniel remains a straight A student.
For number 2, I got N to the 9th. Nikolai, you show off.
And every day, he's getting stronger.
Oh, I don't have the stamina I used to, but I'm trying to get my stamina back to where I used to have it.
Daniel, there's people at the door for you.
Hey, Zach.
Hi.
Best of all, on November 4th, Daniel turns 13 years old.
Daniel, happy birthday. I'm so glad you're okay and home safely and healthy.
That alone is a cause for celebration.
He wasn't even expected to be here for his 13th birthday.
But what the long-term future had in sight for him was unclear. When we parted ways in 2008, I confessed I was worried about him. But to rally his spirits, I blurted out that I expected an invitation to his high school graduation, promising I would be there. We said our goodbyes. This summer, more than 5.5 years later, we received a surprising phone call. Not only is Daniel alive and well, but it was time to make good on that promise. He was poised to graduate.
I can't believe it! Look at you! You're all grown up!
Almost there, but I'm still growing.
Now 17, going on 18, he invited us back to Auburn because he told us he wants to give other kids hope.
I can't forget about it because it's always there, and I've learned so much from it.
It's amazing. It makes me cry to see you.
Well, thank you so much. I gotta give you a hug, I mean.
He's blossomed into a mature and active teen.
I love driving so much. I really do.
Well, it is independence, isn't it?
Plays on the varsity doubles tennis team. And while he goes back to St. Jude every 6 months for checkups, he says every day he feels great.
Nice serve.
It's unbelievable. He's playing tennis with me first doubles on varsity. It's insane.
Despite some cognitive delays from his surgery, he is a top honor student, the recipient of over 7 scholarships and awards.
You graduated with a really high average, something in the 90s, right?
Yes.
Do you ever think about those days back at St. Jude when you were so sick?
Quite often, because those are the days that you can't ever forget about treatments, because they make you who you are.
Indeed they do.
Look at you.
Daniel wants to become a doctor and has been accepted to Siena College and through a special program, med school too. He says he wants to give back what he received.
Are you ready, guys?
Yeah.
It's a happy picture, isn't it?
And this extraordinary day.
We are filled with excitement and hope for all of you on this day.
Once a sick child's dream, now a young man's reality.
Live life to the fullest.
When we first met Daniel almost 6 years ago, we were deeply concerned that his story would be too sad to air on television. But he surprised us all.
Daniel Bielyanowski.
A testament to his spirit, his family,
Just enjoy every day, embrace it.
and the staff at St. Jude's.
Got my diploma.
Who never lost sight of the person by only seeing the disease.
These battered hands are all you own. This broken heart is turned to stone. Go hang your glory on the wall. There comes a time when castles fall, and all that's left is shifting in the sand. You're out of time, you're out of place. Look at your face, that's the measure of a man. This coat that fits you like a glove, these dirty streets you learn to love. So welcome back, my long-lost friend. You've been to hell and back again, and God alone knows how you crossed that span. Back on the beat, back to the start. Trust in your heart, that's the measure of a man. It's the fire in the eyes, the you once ran. That's the measure of a man. You come full circle, now you're home. Without the gold, without the chrome. And this is where you've always been. You had to lose so you could win. And rise above your troubles while you can. Now you can love, now you can lose, now you can choose. And that's the measure of a man. It's the fire in the eyes, the lines on the hand. It's the things you understand, the permanent ties from which you once ran. That's the measure of a man. You come full circle, now you're home. Without the gold, without the chrome. This is where you've always been. You had to lose so you could win. And rise above your troubles while you can. Now you can love, now you can lose, now you can choose. That's the measure of a man.